What is your favorite anime?
Mine's Skrillex.
Skrillex.
I'm so distanced from human sensibilities and stuff.
Was getting caught part of your plan?
Put your tray tables up and your seat in the full upright position, because this is The Flight Plan, the official podcast of Big Guy For You Scanlations, Japan's #1 Bane posting manga scanlation podcast. Join the flight crew, Tom and Aiden, as we rant about all the anime, all the manga, and all that scanlation content. What are we talking about today, Tom?
Today is a holiday fusion special. So think about it. Peanut butter and jelly. Dogs and dog toys. Katanas and fedoras. These are perfect pairs. What other perfect pair is there? Halloween and No Nut November. And at the fusion, the nexus of those two holidays is Monster Girls, which is today's topic.
Your monologues at the start of every episode are like pure pottery. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it just came to me, so I had to go with it.
So while you were naming off the pairs, I actually saw a Facebook video today or yesterday, whenever it was. I'm not really sure the timeline here, but I saw one that some dude was trying unorthodox pairings. Like,
okay,
get this, he tried mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwich.
I could see that.
He said it wasn't bad, and he's like, wow, I'm actually really impressed. This is a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I've had mayonnaise and PB&J, but the mayonnaise was only to guard the bread from getting soggied by the jelly. Oh, no, it was butter. It was butter, not mayonnaise. My mistake.
I was going to say I've had it with butter, but not mayonnaise. That's a whole nother thing. But now
you're right.
Now I've wanted to try mayonnaise and peanut butter. I haven't yet. Other things he did, mustard and flaming hot Cheetos, which were interesting.
No, thanks.
And he also did sour cream and flaming hot Cheetos, which might be better. And then a few that he just didn't like at all were Snickers and a pickle.
The other day, as in this weekend, I tried it was butter and cream cheese.
On what?
Itself.
Oh. That's two fatty things. You need to put it on something.
It's a fat bomb. That's what it's called.
You're taking a shot of butter and cream cheese melted, or what? I don't get it.
Something like that. Yeah. Actually, you're supposed to freeze it for 4 hours. I don't know, some weird keto thing.
One time I used to take shots of olive oil to gain calories, but
right, I remember that.
Yeah, that's always fun. Coconut oil works too, or MCT oil.
Wait a second. Isn't this a manga podcast?
I guess. Did we even say what we're talking? When I always do the intro that says...
No, wait. No, yeah, I did say it. I did say Monster Girls. It's wait a minute.
You know what else secretes oil is Monster Girls, or some flavor like Slime Girls. That certainly does.
You know what else is oily and greasy? Our passengers. What kind of comments do we have? Just kidding.
Well, we do have actually the best passengers around.
I mean, in defense of my mean-spirited joke, everyone secretes oils. It's natural.
Natural oils.
So, I didn't mean anything offensive by it, of course.
Speaking of No Fap November, are you trying No Poo November?
I think technically the challenge is No Nut November. That way you get more of a challenge for people with lives and or girlfriends. And also you get the alliteration. But no, I've never heard of No Poop November. And
No. I said No Poo November. No Shampoo November.
Oh, no.
It's to reset the natural oils in your hair.
Right, I'm well familiar with that concept, but no, I'm not doing that. My hair's way too long. I'm overdue for a haircut. Maybe then could I do it?
Well, it's hard to tell how long your hair is when it's covered by a fedora.
No, actually, because it peeks out so much.
Tom's classic fedora look. You should look him up online.
I'm tipping it right now. You just can't see it.
Speaking of fedora tipping, we had an excellent excellent last episode last week. We did for the first time ever, we did a live stream where you guys sat in the chat with us, or me particularly, because Tom didn't want to do anything. And
I'm a shy boy, and also I didn't know it was going on until like you were a few minutes into it, and I think you sent me a message, and then you said, "Oh, I'm doing a live stream." I said, "Oh, well, that's weird."
We had a fantastic time. Everybody that was there really enjoyed it. I'm there talking. Maybe this week Tom will be there. Maybe. We don't know yet.
Nah, I don't have a YouTube account.
Well, we'll have to make you one. we'll make you mod in the chat. But it was a fun time had by all. So we're hoping this week, probably Monday is when this is coming out. So maybe we can get this going again, and we can all hang out in the live chat. We'll all look forward to that. Now, if this is live streaming right now, then let's look at those comments right there. Oh, look, I see somebody just commented. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's a great idea. There you go. Like,
well, just to clarify, when you said that you live streamed the last episode, you had already edited it. We had recorded it, all of that, and then the video itself was like a live stream. I'm not exactly sure like what that's called.
So the technical term is premiere. So what we did is we premiered it. So it was an already pre-recorded show that just happened to have a live stream chat, and your hosts joined in on the chat every once in a while. We all had conversations. We all hung out. It was a great evening, and that's on the YouTube, which is YouTube/Big Guy for You. I believe it is. I don't even know what we are.
Probably. I mean, chances are high.
So check us out on the YouTube. So we had a bunch of comments on the live stream, obviously, because we had a great chat. But the comments that were done after it, we can go through those again. We had a great comment from FF7 who said, "Fun live stream. I hope you do it again." And I think I just said that we probably will again. So absolutely, just for you. We had Hashia Han who said, "Dang. I was just in just now. I didn't realize it was a live stream though. Haha." And he said, "That sip intro, LOL. Very big impact. Dramatic smiley face." So everybody loved your sips intro, Tom.
That's good. You know, it's we need a word for ASMR that's like kind of the antithesis of ASMR, to where it's like actually unpleasant to listen to.
Like nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah, but it's done like with kind of ironically, maybe. Like ironic ASMR. Oh, I don't know. We'll work on that term. But that's what the sip was.
Motorman V said, "I can't believe I missed this episode. I'm remembering Outlaw Star, and it really triggers my nostalgia and PTSD from when one of the villain girls gets sucked into a mini black hole and dies."
Wow.
Really effed up there. Yeah.
Well, you know, I had no idea about that, but I did have a very, very minuscule corrections corner that I will sneak into this right now. You were right. Outlaw Star is the one with the ship with the hands.
Oh, I knew it.
I thought it was Macross, and I guess I don't know why, because that one looks more like a clamshell. I looked it up. But, yeah, you were right. I hate to say it.
Motorman also says, #resistance, #Zoomers can't drive the Megas because it's a stick shift.
Oh, that's very true. But hey, some of us almost 30-year-old boomers also cannot drive stick, myself included.
We have some comments from Louis Marie Leo, who says, "Toonami still does that story you guys talked about, and Samurai Jack is still airing on TV. It's been airing from episode 1 since September 29, 2018, and Toonami still does AMVs." And he also, this is it, Lewis for the win. He says, "I enjoyed this. Now do Toonami 2012 to present, please." So we made that stipulation. I said somebody has to say you want the next part for us to do it. And
I don't remember saying that, but that's great. All right. We'll do it soon, TM.
Yeah, soonish. Can't do it right away, but we'll get to it. Soon.
We can't oversaturate the Toonami market.
When it's good, yeah. When we're all feeling, we want that. When the nostalgia wears off from watching Outlaw Star and Megas XLR, which I've been rewatching actually now after the episode. We'll go back and revisit it, and we'll kindle those flames again.
Yeah, and I'll watch Space Dandy at least in preparation.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely got to watch that.
I'm a few episodes in, and it's all right. You know, it's not so bad.
So those are the cream of the crop comments that we got today from the passengers. So
A+, gold star. Print them out, stick them on the fridge.
we have printed all of your comments out on our fridge. You can't see it now. In fact, I can't even get to the fridge anymore because there's just stacks of comments just plastered all over them. It's like a paper mache. It got wet. You know, there was a hurricane around here and it plastered the fridge together. I can't even get my milk anymore. So
well, that's a bummer.
Can't get the tendies.
See, I avoid that because I just take a Sharpie to my fridge and I write the comments by hand.
That's pretty artistic.
Artistic, I agree. Was that it for top of the show stuff? I didn't actually have like anything else, just that minuscule corrections corner.
I think that's it, and that's the quickest beginning of the show notes that we've ever had.
No, we're like 15 minutes deep. That wasn't very quick. We talked about cooking and weird food combinations for 5 minutes.
Well, everybody needs to go try pickles and Snickers.
You know, I don't like pickles, but if I did, I think I would not dislike pickles and Snickers.
So what it was is he hollowed out a pickle and then put a Snickers bar into it.
All right, maybe that one's too far. I don't think I would do that one.
It was really weird.
I would just like take a bite of each. That's what I had in mind. I mean, I've eaten a lot of really weird food combinations in my day. All right, just to burn another couple minutes. Remember that one time when we were in college and we got like 6 of us together and we made like different kind of burgers, like a McDouble, a McChicken, like maybe a Wendy's burger, and we like separated the burgers and we put a pizza under them or in between them, and burritos.
Oh yes, I do. Glorious day, the epic mealtime.
Yeah, it was definitely epic mealtime inspired. And and there were cookies. I put a cookie on mine because we got one of the DiGiorno's with cookies.
There was also burritos in there.
Yes, yeah, I said that. Yeah, that was good. I actually did not throw up or anything. I mean, it was pretty good, and I would do it again.
Moral of the story: I would do it again. I'd eat fast food again.
Well, it's a certain kind of fast food and a certain manner of eating.
Well, it's all basically like you could put like all Taco Bell food is basically the same thing, just wrapped in a different container. Same with like most fast food.
Yeah, but this was Taco Bell plus pizza plus like McDonald's. It's not normal. It's not natural.
It ain't right.
Hey, what else isn't natural?
My fascination with Monster Girls.
Oh, nice. I was going for Monster Girls, period, because, you know, they're not natural. All right, so tell me, when you think of Monster Girls, like, what do you think of? What do you know of Monster Girls? Maybe, like, what media have you consumed that is Monster Girls? TM. See, to me, I've always had the impression that you're big into, like, lots of stupid garbage manga and anime and tropes like that. So I would think that you would have read, like, 15,000 Monster Girl mangas and you'd be an expert on the topic.
Okay, get this. I have never played or read or watched the main Monster Girl anime, which is Monster Musume. Is that correct?
Yes. I watched all that today.
Okay, so you've seen more than me. But I have seen plenty of doujini and all sorts of different spin-off mangas that have girls with monsterish features. And I'm not just talking about Nagatoro with her monstrous bants. I'm talking about, you know, like dog girls and stuff. So certainly when I think about Monster Girls, I think about Monster Musume, but we don't realize how many girls actually fit into Monster Girl category.
There are like 6 million Monster Girl, not genres, species. It's insane, man. I wouldn't even know where to start. So I have a rough tier list here, and let me run it by you. Maybe this will be a good way to jump into it. So on the bottom tier, as in like absolutely avoid like the plague tier, insect girls. That's number 1. This is a 3-way tie, by the way.
I've seen. Okay, so I think when we were talking to Monster Girls, there's a great picture with Chester the cheetah.
Okay.
And a normal girl that says 0 to 100%. Chester the cheetah is furry. And then all in between, there's like girls with cat ears. Is that a monster girl? Girls with cat more paws. Like, there's a scale to it.
Okay, so the great furry versus like, I don't know, monster girl or whatever debate. Like, I guess when I'm thinking monster girl, it's mostly something like a Monster Musume where they are at least 50% human and then maybe 50% monster. We're not talking Lola Bunny,
Okay, so when you say insect girl, it's like not like a girl with just little antennas on her head like the girl from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Not like Guardians of the Galaxy. She was closer to like just having rabbit ears, I'm thinking more like there's like a carapace somewhere. There's some kind of like something. That's
probably, or like the spider girls. Are you counting arachnids into this?
I would. Even though they're not technically insects, I would still count them, yeah.
I would put the arachnids low tier because multiple legs like that creep me out. I have seen praying mantis girl done well one time, but I will not. That's like the exception to the rule.
Yeah, and also, I mean, just when I'm reading Monster Girls, I'm thinking of like, if Monster Girls were real, would I want to be in a relationship with one? And praying mantis is definitely like bottom tier for that, given their
because they're gonna bite your head off.
Yeah. And I'm not really into that. I rather like my head. So yeah, definitely trash tier.
Which head? Got him, dabbing.
Got him, dude. Well, I mean both. I'm literally attached. Anyway, so trash tier's insect girl for me, but then also, like I said, it's a three-way tie. Another one is like ocean creatures, water creatures, fish, stuff like that.
Fair. I think that's fair. I've seen some good mermaids, but like then you have to live underwater and you can't do that.
Yeah, or just have like an indoor swimming pool or something, and it's like, and also
that's not
like, realistically speaking, scales are disgusting.
True. Very true.
So yeah, I mean, a mermaid is a classic, even outside of like weeaboo lands, like like Little Mermaid. It's pretty mainstream, normal stuff, but it's also gross.
She's got 8 feet,
8 legs,
7 vaginas.
What's the word? It's like, or what the line is like, just imagine, or I forgot the exact wording. And then the third group here is anything death or undead related. So we're talking like zombies, mummies, like stuff like that.
Which is very topical for this season.
Oh, you mean because of that Zombieland Saga anime? The one where it's like zombie idol group?
Exactly. There's a great meme where it's like 2008. Like we have to bang a dragon. Yeah. And it's like, 2009. We have to bang the earth. Like,
I mean, you got the year slightly off, but the spirit of the meme is there, yeah.
What year is it this year? Isn't it current year? 2012?
Yeah, current year was 2015, if my calendar is accurate. So we are now current year plus 3.
No. That meme has been going on for more years than that. It was like 2000.
Any time I've ever seen current year plus number, the sum, or rather, the current year was 2015.
Oh no, dude, that's like noob stuff.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying that's. I've never seen current year plus number refer to any year that wasn't 2015.
In like 2015, it was current year plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Like it was.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's 2012 when it first popped up, but who knows?
I mean, I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong on that because I first saw it in 2015. So I could be wrong.
It's had a resurgence for sure in 2015.
Yeah. Anyway, I actually watched episode 1 of that show, Zombieland Saga.
Since that's Monster Girl related, why don't you red list the passengers on that? Let me know what it's about. Let me know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I only saw episode 1, so I don't have a huge or a really firm grasp on it. But That's the one, actually. I'm sure you've seen the GIF where the girl's like running out from her home, maybe to like school or something, and then she gets hit by a car.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Have you seen that one? Oh, no. Oh, it shows it from like 10 different angles. It's kind of funny. And that's like how the show opens up, basically. So this guy, it's not clear in episode 1 if he creates the zombies or if he just finds them somehow. But he has this collection of all these zombie girls. They're like high school age. And he makes an idol group out of them.
Oh, this guy's pretty smart. I like this guy.
He's actually a really great character. And to the extent that I would watch more of the show, it's just to see his character. Which is weird for like an idol / not harem, but something of that ilk, maybe. It's weird that the guy is the most compelling character. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. It's weird. But that got me thinking about zombie girls and other forms of undead stuff like Dullahans. Like, to me, it's all gross.
So is Dullahan on your lowest list of...
Yeah, it's tied for bottom.
Dullahan can swerve into another topic that we were talking about, is interviews with monster girls. Have you seen that?
I saw a few episodes and it was so terrible and boring that I had to stop.
I love it. It's great, but I didn't watch the anime.
A lot, and most people do. I think most people like it.
I read the manga and it was great. They don't call them monster girls. They call them dimmies. Like little. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Demi-human is what it comes from.
The Dullahan is not like the best character. It's not my favorite.
No, she's awful because Dullahans conceptually are terrible. They're creepy and they're a hassle.
You know which one did Dullahan's cool? Was the Bacano spinoff, Dura Dura.
Wait, Bakano had a spinoff?
Yes, in the same world. Okay, get this. In the same world of Bacano, it's Dura Dura. It's an anime.
I've heard the name, but I didn't know that they were in the same universe. I might have to check it out. I liked Bakano.
Yeah, it's so cool. It was a great anime. I think it's Celti is the name of. It's a Dullahan in modern day that rides around on a motorcycle. It's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty neat. That's the best time.
Oh, wait a second. Is that the one where there's a character? I think she's like a biker girl with like a yellow helmet.
Yes, that's the Dullahan.
I've seen that character, but I don't remember her head being detached.
Yeah, well, I mean, they keep the head on in the thing, but like they take it off. But I don't think you ever see her actual head. It's just like missing. It's like a smoke missing. We'll go back to with interviews with Monster Girl. The best girl there is the main girl, and that's the vampire. Like, the vampire girl is like is high tier, and the reason why I would continue to watch that show.
She's the only good girl. Like, everyone else is garbage. Yeah, but I mean, to me, it wasn't enough to carry the show. And also, something I find with like these Monster Girl shows, with what limited experience I have with them, they try too hard to like to shove in some kind of political commentary or something, like some weird, not necessarily weird messaging, but it just comes across as being heavy-handed to me.
I don't know if it's political, so to speak, but it's do kind of throw in something like being accepted and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, some of them lay on the allegory pretty thick, even though it would in real life be very accurate. People would be extremely discriminatory against weird monster abominations. So, I mean, yeah, it's realistic, but in terms of like a harem anime or something like Monster Musume, they have elements of that which stick out as being really weird in that universe, at least. So
I've never seen Monster Musume, but with interviews with Monster Girls, it is a big focus, but it's not done in a way that I find jarring and or invasive or inappropriate. It's not like political. It's not like you're not like, I see what they're trying to do there, or it doesn't activate any almonds. It's just kind of like the main dude is he's like really fascinated, like, oh, how do the monsters work? And a lot of people also like the succubus teacher, MILF lady.
I could see that. I mean, she would be the second runner-up.
Possibly. I can't even...
Because there's only like 3 girls, and this is my main problem with the show. The Monster Girl selection is really odd to me. Because you have a billion different monster girls to pick from, but you pick vampire, which is okay. That's fine. Yuki Onna, which is like, the snow girl, which is kind of obscure-ish in terms of monster girls, but also you can't do much with her. And then Dullahan, which is just visually disgusting. It's just such an unappealing choice, the selection. Did that not like turn you off at all from the show?
No,
that might have been like the main reason that I stopped watching.
well, I just really liked the vampire girl, so I watched it regardless. I don't
Fair
even.
enough.
I just skip through the chapters that aren't even about her.
Oh, really? See, I can't skip chapters or episodes or anything.
Okay, I don't mean skip, but I mean like read less. Like I'll skim more. I won't focus in on them.
Fair enough, yeah.
That's apparently your lowest list. So far, I can mostly agree. Although one time I have seen a Dullahan done really well, and that's in Jingai no Yume to Ichikado Suro anthology comic, but we'll probably get to that later on. What's your next lowest? Like, we're working up to the best types. So
Right, so I basically separated it into 3 tiers. So that was the trash tier, and now we have middle tier, which is like, these are acceptable, these are fine. These are very broad categories, and it basically, you could sum it all up to animals. Any normal mammal girl, with a few exceptions. Centaurs are terrible, but pretty much any other like mammal, that's okay. That's medium tier.
one of the most popular animes a couple seasons ago, or maybe last season, was A Centaur's Life. Was all the girls were centaurs. Could not get into it. It wasn't for me. Like,
Centaurs are disgusting, dude.
cat girls are not a problem, but like, how do you romance a centaur? You don't.
Yeah.
Unless you're like one of the bronies that takes things a little too far in real life. Like, I don't know how you do it.
We're called cloppers, Dad.
Look, I'm just trying to clop my centaur GF. Like, that's not a problem.
I think you clop yourself. But not during No Clop November.
Yeah, no
course.
clop November.
No Clop Lifetime. That's what I call it.
Yeah, so I didn't understand the appeal of a centaur's life. I understand that like
Same
some
here.
of them were like pretty cute, but like even then it's like
It's a horse. It's literally a horse. It's disgusting. Like, reevaluate your life choices.
it's a horse. It's a horse. Yeah, it's not great. Talk about junk in the trunk. Like,
Well, similarly though, did you see that horse derby anime? Like, I didn't actually watch it, but I saw like screenshots.
I saw clips of it. I saw webms of it.
Those horse girls were fine because they were just like humans
they're all
with
human.
like a tail and horse ears.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah, at that point, that's fantastic. At that point, yeah, that's just a horse in spirit.
Yeah. But
Everybody can deal with the little tail. That's
sure, yeah. Well, I guess it depends on the tail. You wouldn't want a rat tail. I've never seen a rat girl actually.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, it is a broad category, but pretty much animals and or mammals is like the mid tier. You can't really go wrong. I guess that also includes like bird stuff.
Like harpies. Oh, see, because that can get different. I feel like that's a whole different. See, because
It is. You're right. It is. Birds are slightly lower
because you've got talons. Yeah, because you've got talons and
because they don't have hands.
some of them do, but most of them, you're right, do not.
I was gonna say if they could fly with a passenger though, then it would be pretty good. So like if they could carry you and fly, then that could be cool.
So you're lumping in like cat girls and like all the normal standard like girls into the mammal girls. I'm really so I really
Pretty
don't
much.
know what's going to be your high tier if you're lumping in all mammals into one tier.
That's what I thought too. This was originally a 2-tier list, but then I gave it a little bit more thought here. Now, get this. I don't have a good word for this, so I just wrote down magic.
I'm sold.
Any kind of like magical legendary creature thing. So like angels or
I'm sold.
I'm sold too. So anything like mystical or magical, that's where you get like, cool powers and stuff, along with whatever weird monster traits you find attractive.
Like Kitsune gods.
Sure, Kitsune, that's valid.
I feel like that straddles the line though.
It does. It definitely does. It's kind of animalian, and it's kind of like magical. But if they have powers, then I guess they're considered magic. The only like weird loophole that I could think of is stuff like Cyclopses or Onis, where it's like, yeah, they're technically like magical, like legendary creatures, but they're more like normal animals, I think.
One of the most popular Monster Girl mangas is Peter Grill to Kinja no Jikan.
Peter Grill?
Yeah. So get this.
Never heard of it.
This is a knight champion, and he's fiancé to the princess, and he wins the great battle in the tournament square. All the Monster Girls are like, they're more a baseline desire, and they're like, well, we just need to have strong heirs, we don't care about anything else. So he's hounded by monster girls that want his child, even though he's engaged to the princess. It's like a reverse NTR type thing. And the Onis are the two Oni, I don't think they're sisters, but they're two Oni girls, are the main characters in that, and they're a very high tier. So
I see the picture. I'm looking at one of the volume covers, and it does show two Onis, and it looks like they might be naked.
Possibly. Well,
you can't really make out any forms. You just see like a couple arms and a lot of skin colored stuff.
Onis in general just wear very sparse clothing, so that's true. It's part of what makes them high tier in this manga.
Are they like 9 feet tall, like giant muscle bound? They don't look very muscular.
No, not in this. So you can have an artist's interpretation where sometimes they're giant. In fact, it's funny, in that manga specifically, the king doesn't want him to marry the daughter. So we need you, a hero, to an orc princess. So he's trying to get him away, and he's like, this is going to be ridiculous. She's going to be a muscle bound freak. And guess what? She's not. She's cute. And she's like, I know, I'm so ugly. I'm not like any of the other orc girls. And it's like, oh, yeah, like,
good.
Where do you know? And he's like, oh, no. Like, So it's basically the story of reverse NTR with all the monster girls. And
so he doesn't get with the princess eventually? Or I mean, it's not over, so I assume he wouldn't have, but it looks like he won't.
No, he probably will. Like, I mean, hopefully he can get the good ending there, but he might also possibly have a bunch of other illegitimate children strewn throughout the cosmos.
Oh, so he actually engages in carnal relations with these monster girls.
Oh, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but possibly.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Because I mean, my greatest wealth of knowledge in the Monster Girl genre, in terms of a specific IP, is Monster Musume, and he kind of like, by like the plot of the show, he does not get with, and he cannot get with any of the girls.
Really?
Yeah.
So this might be a great segue to tell me what you know about Monster Musume.
All right. So as far as I understand, this was like the breakout hit for Monster Girls. This is what started the trend. It's not like the first time Monster Girls existed, but I think this is what really popularized them. And it's just a generic harem, but you have Monster Girls, obviously. There's like a Lamia. There's a centaur, a harpy, a slime girl, a spider, and there's one other, I think. I don't know. I marathon this all at double speed, so it might not have all stuck very well. And there's actually a whole lot of girls on the show. And this is something, like, going into it, I knew it was ecchi, but it's like every episode there were nip slips left and right. Really, it was more risque than I expected. I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, it's not a great thing to watch at work.
No, I got fired, so now I can watch it all day.
You got promotions. You got promoted.
Yeah. Turns out my boss is really into Monster Girls too.
Yeah, your boss is like, what is this? It's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And he's like, promotions.
Nah, you know that comic where it's like, Mommy, why are those two guys posing over there? No, don't look, Johnny. It's like, it's too late. I've seen everything. And he's like, JoJo posing. That was the edit, but I think the original is just two gay guys and then he turns gay. But the JoJo one's funnier. And that's what my boss was. My boss was, he's like, what are all these weird creatures on your screen? And I said, no, boss, don't look. And he's like, it's too late. I've seen everything. And then he was wrapped up in that 30-foot Lamia body pillow. I want to add. Couldn't stop him.
I want to add to your tier list. Lamias are low tier.
Anything with scales is low tier. You know, it might be higher than like the bottom tier. They might be better than like insect girls, but they're not anywhere near mammal
I don't know,
girls.
dude. Like, how important are legs? Like, I feel like that's a really important thing.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Like, the only one that you named in Monster Musume that I feel like is decent is Slime Girl.
Pretty much. But even slime girls, man, it's like if they can't like solidify themselves, then you're just like touching basically water, and that's weird.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I'm assuming that they can solidify at least parts of them.
Yeah, and it seems, at least the Monster Musume one seems kind of like, if you pardon the word choice, it's kind of fluid in her fluidity. like you know, she can change her I guess density or viscosity. I don't know what you would call it.
Her hardness.
Because like sometimes he'll drown. Like he'll get his head trapped in her body and drown.
Well, that's no good.
And no, it's not. That's actually a common theme in the show.
So then maybe Harpy Girl is best. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I mean, maybe. I think the main six are all pretty bad choices. But I guess Harpy might be towards the top. Yeah, I don't know. So the plot is like they're living with him as part of some kind of like home exchange, cultural exchange program thing. I guess Monster Girls are new in their world, or like there's a recent legislation that it's kind of like uniting humans and Monster Girls, trying to make more favorable relations between the two. They're living with him to kind of get a feel for the human world and how human society works. As part of that law, he cannot bang them, basically.
Well, leave it to Japan to come up with a national program to encourage things like this.
Unless, though, he can bang them if he marries one.
Ah, well, what if he just converts to Mormonism and marries them all?
I don't think that's a thing in Japan. Yeah, and since it's like a harem and a Monster Girl thing, every girl wants to jump his bones. Yeah, it's just like harem hijinks.
He doesn't seem like an ultra Chad, but then again, most harem MCs don't.
He actually has like some redeeming qualities, though. He's not like complete blank slate, which is what I expected. Like, you know, he'll defend them or something if like somebody's like making fun of them, like if they're out in the town and like some dude and his girl are like looking at them making fun of it. It's like, oh, that's a Lamia, what a weird thing. And then they're like making fun of her, and then MC punches the dude in the face. And it's like a really well animated scene for like a non-action show. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
So, you know, he's not like a complete pushover loser. There are tons of Monster Girls who are side characters as well. Like just, they get all these different species trying to like represent all sorts of things. And one of them was a zombie. So like at one point her hand falls off and he just sews it back on. How does that work?
I don't know. Yeah, I read a zombie manga. It's like Sangria.
I think that's a drink.
Sankaria, which is just basically the girl dies and somehow the main dude gives her the zombie herb or medicine or whatever it is, and turns her into a zombie. And yeah, he ends up sewing her up and things like that. And it's, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want a cold dead girlfriend, but,
and she's probably smelly too. That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like at one point in Monster Musume, they're like on a pseudo fake date. It's like half fake, half real, and he's sewing her hand back on. She's like, "Oh wow, he's not even scared. He just looks at me as a normal girl." Because, you know, obviously Monster Girls will have that kind of complex. And then like just to kind of like test him or whatever, she rips off her breast and then says, "Oops, you have to sew it back on." And it's like,
see, that's a little bit.
it's weird, man. Like, that's really weird. I don't see the appeal of zombie girls. It's not for me.
Now, with all the monster girls, are they like, are they from a different society where all the people are like that? Or like, how are they coming into society? What is
I don't know.
Where do they come from? I don't understand. Like, is there a whole... Are there full-on monsters that mated with humans and then we're trying to incorporate the halflings? Or
Now, see, I don't think I've ever seen any IP that includes like
the story?
well, or rather that has like full monsters breeding and making half breeds. I don't think I've ever seen that, but I'm sure there are some that do that.
We'll have to try to find that. Actually, I did see one of them. Not really monster girls, but animal girls. It's oh shoot, it's the one from Rape Man Scans.
Oh yeah, where the guys are like full on animals, but the girls are just like barely like have a couple animal features.
Yeah, it's
But they're otherwise human.
Muranasi Shitungan Gakken from Rape Man Scans, where basically, like you mentioned, it's so funny. All the males are just full on like the animals. They like if it's a lion, it will walk on two legs, but he's got the big mane. He's got the face of a lion.
Looks
He's big
like
and bulky.
Leomon.
Yeah, exactly. But the girl is just like completely human female with like lion ears and maybe a tail, and it's so hilarious.
And maybe a fluffy jacket with like that like like Squall from FF8.
Yeah.
It's like. It's not even attached to her. Maybe I'm guessing. I haven't read it.
Well, to counter signal you though, lion females don't have the mane, but I understand where you're going with that.
True. Fair enough.
They'll have like a fur coat on where it's like that they've got fur. Yeah, that's a great manga. I haven't kept up with it in the past couple months, but it's a great one.
Yeah, I have a friend who reads that. He likes it too. He recommended it to me just because of the end pages.
Those are the best end pages in the business, other than our own. Other than our own, you didn't let me finish.
Okay, all right.
Other than the BG for You classics.
Honestly, though, his probably are better. Though I'm gonna be honest.
They got him banned from a bunch of.
See, I cannot boast that same boast. To my knowledge, my scanlations have never been banned from anything yet. I'll put in some really insensitive content in the next one just to be sure.
Well, this is a Christian scanlation company, so
Right.
we try and keep everything haram.
Well, haram is actually. I mean, haram is the bad thing in Islam, so I guess it.
Oh yeah, so that's true.
I guess we would be keeping it haram at times because we're not complying with Islamic law. So yeah, okay. All right. I was gonna go against your goof, but
you couldn't.
In the end, I talked myself into it. So I want to ask you, who is your favorite monster girl? If you could have one monster girl, what type?
Megumin.
That's not a monster girl.
She's a Chinchinbuya. What is it?
A Chunibyo.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those. And technically,
she's a witch. That's a magic type.
Exactly.
Monster girl.
There you go.
No, it doesn't count.
I don't know. It'd be whatever the most closely related to human is. Possibly some type of magic related angel or succubus or female.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah, you have to clarify.
You have to clarify because the default succubus is succubus parentheses male.
Well, in current year, plus
point.
1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 3, or plus however many we're up to. Yeah,
Plus
you definitely
5.
do have to clarify.
I was going to ask, where does succubus rank in your tier list?
That's magic rank. So like top tier.
You heard it here first. Tom, top tier traps.
I did not say that. I disavow. Obviously, succubus would have
It'd be high tier.
a lot of problems in real life.
I'd want to be her first client, though. That's the stipulation with the succubus.
Sure.
You don't want like a 10,000-year-old succubus.
Well, if it's like a monster girl succubus, then as her first client. Well, also, first of all, she would be kind of like shy or whatever. She'd say, most succubi are like really lustful and stuff, but I'm just kind of shy and reserved. That's always like how it works.
That's it. That's what I want. That's it.
But maybe even because of that, her first client, she's going to pair bond to hardcore.
Exactly.
So basically, first and only client is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, until I die, and then I don't care what happens.
And then she dies with you.
Exactly. That's a beautiful story. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You know, I haven't given it thought. Actually, I didn't think to come up with what my pick would be if I had to pick one. It definitely would be something kind of like in the magic beast realm, just because you know you get like powers or whatever that you could take advantage of. Is there any monster girl that creates money?
The goblin girl.
Don't tanukis have some kind of like money thing going on?
I don't know. Don't they have something on? They have like a leaf on their head. I know that.
Yeah, and I know the dude ones have gigantic testicles, but I don't know about the girl ones. I assume they don't have testicles.
I mean, I haven't been reading the doujins with the dude ones.
That's not a doujin thing. That's like a Japanese trope.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just know they have a leaf on their head.
No, that's true, but I mean, that's a very, very common thing. The testicles thing.
Well, getting back to something that's a little bit better than that, one of my favorite Monster Girl mangas that I mentioned before is Jingane no Yome to Ichikate Suro something like that.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the one that you tried to say earlier.
Yeah. It's a collection of just one-shots. It's all just little couples. Like some of them are succubus, some of them are... I think there's a tanuki in there, and there's all different things. There's one that's super adorable. It's a dog girl. So whenever I hear like monster girls, like, and they're like, "What's your favorite monster girl?" Like, it's not even my favorite type of monster girl, but like I kick back to this one, and it was so adorable. It was a dog girl who they were in a relationship with a human, and it's like she wanted her belly rubbed and things like that. And then at the end of the episode was she gave her master collar and a leash.
A collar? I knew you were going to say, "Oh, I knew it."
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, what did you mean by this?" And she just goes Blake red, like she's like, it was so adorable. And it's like my face when no dog collar girlfriend GF.
Yep, I mean it's a common, very relatable situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single one of those little chapters of it. There's about 17 chapters of that. This isn't a mega minute, but you should go check that out. There's 17 chapters. They're all pretty fun to watch. There's vampire girls. There's dog girls. There's like frog girls, succubus girls, female, like all types of good monster girls. Are
all the dudes normal dudes?
Yes, I believe so.
What is the appeal of monster girls compared to normal girls? Why are they so alluring to the masses?
Shoot. This can get really deep pretty quickly. I think there's something to... Now, I don't know if this is all of it, but I think there's something to the point where it's like these girls are beautiful by all humans. Like, they have human beauty, but they're weird enough to the point where most people in the universe don't want them, possibly. So you feel like you can come in and swoop them off their feet. Like they're high quality girls, but at a discount, if that makes sense. Like they're easier to get.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, because all the monster girls are like super attractive for the most part. It's just like, oh, they have like fangs, and then somebody in the world is like, oh, I'm scared of like I can't date a girl with cat ears, where it's like in real life they'd be like number one, like everyone would want to date it. It doesn't make any sense, but it's a Japanese manga, so nothing makes sense in it. How come we don't have real life cat girls? I think Elon Musk is working on that. I think he said he was a cat girl in spirit in one of his tweets. He did say that, and that's probably why I was thinking about Elon Musk, and I was about to say he starts all these companies. Why doesn't he start a company about that, like some kind of genetic engineering? Well, he made some tweets that said we're not that far from it. So I think maybe he is. Maybe he's really our guy.
I was just about to say, is he our guy?
It might be. Imagine we might. We're too young to explore the cosmos. We're too old to explore the ocean. Reverse that, but we're just in time to see cat girls and all different types of monster girls. So we might be living in the golden generation.
Like, I mean, I would unironically get a cat girl.
Well, I mean, you don't get to get them. I think they'd
well,
still
you know
be
what
like
I mean, though. I mean,
normal girls. Yeah.
I'm not even like into cats or cat girls like necessarily, but I think there's something about the novelty.
Yeah, well, it absolutely is. Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably rather have some kind of like angel girl or something, but you know, I would settle for a cat girl, I think.
I'd rather have a pure succubus girl. That would be the best.
A pure succubus.
Yes. The complete complete unicorn at that point. But
now, a unicorn girl, that's a different thing.
With something like a cat girl, do they have two sets of ears or like just the one? Yeah, see, that's the thing.
I mean, probably just the cat ears. I think if you were to draw them correctly.
Yeah, but is that something that you can deal with? Like, we don't know how it is.
Sure.
Because most of the time they draw them with both ears for the most part. Like, I don't know, how weird would that be?
I don't think they do. You know,
well, I think that hair covers them, so you don't have to draw them.
I'm looking at some pictures right now, trying to see any kind of animal ear girls, and I can't see like a single example, one way or the other.
Well, I think cat girls would probably be the most traditional and normal and the most feminine, because I mean, all cats are female and all dogs are male anyway, so
definitely. I mean, if you were to introduce monster girls to the public, you would start with cat girls, or maybe bunny girls, who I would prefer over cat.
I would prefer cat girls over bunny girls. That's interesting. I don't like the big floppy ears unless they're like dog ears from like the manga that I just talked about, and it's like a puppy girl. Like a puppy girl is high tier because they're more loyal.
They don't have to be like super big and floppy.
Like how much of the animal's persona? Because I wouldn't want to deal like there's cats walking around this house now, and I can't stand up. Like, I don't.
You know what? That's a great question too. Yeah. Because cats are jerks. Exactly.
So if you're telling me that I can get like a dog girl that has the loyalty of like a dog and is so happy to see me, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm retiring now. I'm not ever gonna leave my house. Like, that's it.
Counter argument: bunny girl. If she acts like a bunny.
that R selection theory.
I was just about to say 100% R selected. So that's something to consider too, you know.
It's a very big brained analogy.
Yeah. But probably of those three, I guess dog girl would be best in terms of the animals like traits manifest.
Yeah, I'd take her for a walk, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, I would not walk a humanoid with a collar. That's like some weird San Francisco pride parade something.
It's like that picture of the midget in the wheelchair with the.
Doesn't the girl have like horns or something too?
Oh, she's in a full outfit and she's handcuffed behind her back. Right. Her hands are behind her back.
It's a weird one.
It's a whole yeah. See, this doesn't work as a audio only podcast.
Well, that's okay, because some pictures are better off not being seen, and that's one of them.
Yeah, you don't want to see this. So we talked about another manga earlier, but that's not exactly the Manga Minute. This week's Manga Minute is brought to you by Viz Media, and I don't mean the fact that they sponsored this. I mean the fact that they are the official English translators of this. So when we talk about this, it's because we bought it all legally in a specific location.
Yes. And if they did want to sponsor us, you know where to contact us, of course.
Exactly. So we're going to shill their products now. This manga is called Love Rush from Yamamoto Ryohi. And this is absolutely fantastic. It's Rigi. It's Rigi. Like the same spelling from Bleach, was born with a rare condition that makes him look incredibly attractive to all the girls around him. And as he's turning...
That was Renchi.
All right. And as he's turning 18, he discovers his shock that this is not limited to just human girls, as the Cupid princess Kokoro God, what the is his name?
No, that's her name.
Yeah, it's Kokoro
Rococo.
Yeah. As the Cupid princess Roko also falls for his charms. The only girl who's seemingly immune to them all is the one that he actually has a crush on, his childhood friend Shizuku. Wow, what a crazy scenario.
Wacky hijinks will ensue.
Exactly. So, yeah, I was reading this one, and then somebody came up with the topic for Monster Girls, and I was like, hey, that's fun. I've just been reading this today, so this is awesome.
I'm gonna interrupt you real quick because I was only half paying attention when you were reading the description. But did you include the part where it's called the Uber male gene?
No, I did not.
Because that's a funny name. I just wanted to get that out there.
It is, yeah. And we don't know if that. I don't know if that's just what they picked for the translation, but it's great.
Yeah, I would like to know that as well. I mean, it's pretty much like. I mean, I understand his pain because I too am an Uber male.
More like Omega male.
I'm the Alpha and the Omega and the Uber and the...
I am all that is and all that ever will be.
Yes.
The Alpha and Omega.
Yep.
So this goes right into what you were saying about magic girls, because the main girl here is an angel, and she's like the Cupid, and she comes down. Yeah, and so her goal is to make everybody else fall in love, but she falls in love with this dude with the ultimate uber male gene. Like the first chapter, you could tell it started off as a one-shot because he like confesses to the girl in chapter 1. I don't see...
actually, that was in chapter 2, because I actually made a note of that, because it was so surprisingly early. But it was chapter 2 that he does his real confession.
So he confesses to his childhood friend, but she's like, oh, I never even thought of you that way. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. If he has the uber gene that's going to make every girl fall in love, and all these monster girls, and some of these monster girls are really pretty hot and really pretty good looking. So it's like...
They do explain the uber male gene, why it doesn't affect the childhood friend.
Oh, I must have speed read through that. Why does that?
Yeah. It's a pretty hand-wavy explanation, but the idea is that since they grew up together and they spent so much time together, I guess by the time that it would have activated in him, she had kind of grown in immunity to the extent that that makes sense.
You know, that's based off a real thing that's called the Western mark effect. That's why all of the Orimoto things don't make sense, because when you grow up with somebody, your brain automatically locks them off as a mate. Like, it doesn't...
All right, so I've always made fun of people who use the rhetorical device, like when you say something that they might disagree with or that they don't want to admit is real, they say, why do you know that? And that's... I've always made fun of that, but now I'm kind of curious. Why do you know the name of that effect?
Why do I know that? Because I've been reading Japanese manga for over a decade. What do you mean?
All right, fair enough, I guess. I mean, you know, I didn't know. I didn't know it was called. I've read Japanese manga, but
not enough.
Clearly, not the right kind. Apparently.
This one's pretty great. Like, I like all the girls in it, and here's the extra twist: is that the monster girl, like, they have a special condition where if you kiss one of them, you're automatically married to them.
Yep. What if you hold hands? Is that like engagement?
Hold handing isn't specified, but I'm sure it's very severe. There's 13 chapters out and it's completed, and I'm on chapter 11, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but he may have kissed somebody, so we're gonna see how this turns out. It may be very interesting at the way that this manga progresses. So
all right, so I've read 3 chapters, which is my manga minute minimum.
The manga minute minimum.
The minimum amount of effort that I will expend. And I'm guessing, don't say one way or the other, but I'm going to guess that the one he kissed was the childhood friend. That's my my game theory prediction right now.
Well-
I won't read it to find out, so you could tell me after the show.
Well, it doesn't matter if he kisses the childhood friend because she's not a monster. It only affects the monster girls.
No, I understand that, and
I won't spoil it for any of the passengers because our whole goal here is to get you to go read all the legally Viz manga translated
of course.
the Love Rush mangas. So absolutely. You definitely shouldn't check out places like Manga here or Mangaka Lot to see if they have the scans up illegally.
Is this you that I'm thinking of, or somebody else who likes the tomboy sports girl trope?
It can be done well. It's not like my favorite, but I do like it in a lot of, like, I can get into a mode. I can get in where I'm like, oh, that flavor sounds good today.
Right.
But it's not like, it wouldn't be my waifu, but I can see the appeal of it.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much where I am too. But I wasn't sure if it was you or not, because when I was reading this, I was like, maybe that's why he picked this for the Manga Minute. Because, I mean, the main girl is like the sports girl, and if you're into that, then you'll probably be into this.
This is one of the rare cases that I'm not rooting for the main girl. I'm rooting for basically any of the monster girls. Because
any of them?
Yeah, like, I just don't like the main. It's like she's very aloof.
Sure.
And doesn't really care about the dude. It's like, so there is actually like you subconsciously you like people who like you, so the act of like confessing to somebody actually makes them more likely to reciprocate that because they know that you like them.
No wonder I'm so misanthropic.
Because exactly, because nobody likes you.
Because no one likes me. Oh, that explains it so well. Wow.
So after the MC confesses to his childhood friend, she's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, and then maybe she gets a little bit jealous or she gets confused and she starts thinking about it. But
she ran away the first time.
Yeah, he likes her, but it doesn't explain why he likes her and what's good about her. But she'll eventually probably come to like him. But there's all these, like, here's Angel of Death monster girl who has not only twin tails but horns, which is really high tier. Like, I don't know, like, there's so many other girls.
I mean, what about the main girl, the cover girl,
Angel girl,
the one who's on the cover, the Cupid princess? She's like top in line to be the queen, basically. So I mean, if you think about it, even from that perspective, I mean, since they're anime girls, they're all perfect in their own way. So like they're all basically valid choices. So it comes down to like what kind of benefits would come with them. And I mean, royalty, that's pretty good.
It's very true, and everybody needs like a magical girlfriend.
And he's got two loser friends, and like, he could use her powers to get them, some girls or something. Do his bros a solid.
Truly, it's one for all and all for one.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, how did you enjoy this exciting episode of this week's Manga Minute?
How did I enjoy the episode, or how did I enjoy the manga?
Both. How did you enjoy it for this episode of the Manga Minute?
Oh, this is too high concept for me. It's okay. I mean, as is always the case with the Manga Minute, it's not my genre, but I could see me liking it. There's something about monster girls in general that has a weird appeal to them, to where it makes an otherwise unbearable genre slightly bearable. So I won't read it, but I could theoretically. Like, I would not do it begrudgingly. I don't know if that makes sense.
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well be a catchphrase of mine at this point. But like, if you're into this stuff, then I think you'll like the manga. But if you're like me and you have high tier tastes, maybe pass it up. Go read Uchu Kyodai instead.
I know you're always trying to pimp that out, but I think this manga is pretty fun. It's fun for monster girls because it's one that most people probably haven't heard of or probably haven't read, and that's one of the main things I wanted to do with the Manga Minute, is because everybody's read or watched Monster Musume or the Anthology.
Well, not me until today.
Or what was the one with Demi Chan?
Oh, right. Interviews
and things like that. So this is a little less known one that I thought people might enjoy. It's very fun. It's very lighthearted. I will tentatively give it an 8 out of 10 because I don't know how it ends. I haven't read the last. It's just a fun, it's like a McDonald's type of manga. Like, you're not going to feel heavy emotion at the end. You're not going to like be like, wow, these are all the best girls in the world. It's just, it's average for what it is.
Right.
I don't know how it's going to end. I'm like 3 chapters away. If the ending is amazing, then it'll keep the rating. If it's not a very great ending, it could go down to a 6. Who knows? But it's a fun one. I say check it out. It's monster girls. There's angel girls. There's succubus females. There's normal girls if you're into that. I mean, I don't know who's into that, but
I think just the one, right?
Yeah. There's
is sports girl a monster girl? As a trope, think about it.
Oh, maybe. Now, what if the twist is that she's actually a monster? Like, she turns out to be like a
well, she could be.
Yeah, like a ghost or something.
I mean, is it implicit in the sports girl trope that she is a monster girl? Not just a specific character, but I mean as a concept.
No, I see what you mean.
It's really just something to ponder, to chew on that idea.
Track and field. Nobody can run that quickly. She can't keep getting away with it.
Yeah, so I guess that's it for the manga minute. I do have maybe one final question. Angel Woman or Devi Angel Woman? That's my final question.
Dude, I don't know what Devi Angel Woman is.
I don't know. I think it's just like you remember Devimon, the dude one? I think it's just like Angel Woman form of that. Go look it up. Look up a picture.
Well, the picture I googled of Angie versus Devi on DeviantArt. Ooh, that's pretty close.
That's probably.
I'm gonna have to go with. I mean, both their outfits are great, and the blue skin is somehow very appealing. But
I could see that. Yeah.
Just by the shadowing on this picture, I gotta go with Angel Woman.
All right, I don't know if this is the best representative. Like the weird body curves, like the spinal shapes, are very off-putting. But yeah, I'd probably go with Angel Woman too in general. I didn't give it any thought. It's just something that popped into my head. I like to shoehorn Digimon in when I can.
It's the #1 Digi podcast.
You know it. I even had some filler stuff for this episode. Only barely related, but I didn't have to bust it out.
What was that? You want to throw that in at the end?
Sure. I wanted to cry the crying corner. I got duped by a furry.
You got catfished.
I got dabbed on by a furry.
Oh, no.
Incineroar. I got dabbed on hard, dude. I fell for the Grinch. Hook, line, and sinker, dude.
I didn't get attached to it because I knew it wasn't going to be real.
It was too good. It was the dream team, dude. Isaac, Banjo-Kazooie. Dude. Assist trophy. So DLC is like, yeah, right, you're done, son. Good luck. Better luck next time in 6 years when the next game comes out. It's a dagger to the heart, man. Gino too, I forgot. I knew there was a third I was hyped about.
Chorus Kids. You weren't hyped about Chorus Kids?
They would be really cool. I just, I'm not big into them. Like, it doesn't matter to me that they're not in, but I would enjoy them if they were in. But yeah, Gino, Banjo, Isaac. The trio, dude. The triumvirate. But that's not really related. Like I said, I mean, I only used the furry ankle to shoehorn that in. Alright, well, I think that about wraps it up then for our Smash Bros. Episode. So, where can they find us, Aiden?
They can find us at YouTube/BigGuy4U. Just Google the Flight Plan Podcast, or that's probably the best way to do it. You can also check us out at anchor.fm/theflightplan. And you can also search for The Flight Plan on all your RSS feeds for your podcasts and all that fun stuff. You can find us on not anymore Gab because they got that shut down because
I don't know if that's permanent or not. They say they're going to come back, but it might be gone for good.
In the meantime, you can find us on the Twitters, which is what, Tom?
Big Guy, numeral 4-letter U scans. So at Big Guy 4U scans.
Excellent. And I think that's all the places that you can do. If you want to support us, you can click that link at the bottom that says support and then buy some manga or anime peripheral on Amazon.
You can also just go to the Manga Dex, which is where I upload all the manga. Go read the new stuff. I only have 898 views on this. Makes me depressed. Sword Girl was getting like 3K is its lowest chapter, like 3.5. So go read this so I don't cry myself to sleep at night.
Yeah, you guys, if you don't go and like Tom and read Tom's manga, he's going to kill himself and then we won't have any more podcasts.
Oh, yeah, easily, yeah.
He might do something drastic like crashing this plane.
Or this podcast.
With no survivors.
With no survivors.